Thank you for that, Solomon. And the next mover is for Composite Motion 10 on women's rights.
Hi, Laura Bird, Scottish Labour Women's Committee and Edinburgh Southern CLP. Composite Motion 10 is a composite of a motion sent from Scottish Women's Conference last November, plus a motion from Rutherglen CLP. The motion celebrates Labour's undoubted, long, historic commitment to women's rights. It also seeks to reaffirm women's sex-based rights as a Scottish Labour principle. Sometimes, women's rights can be framed as the absence of violence or abuse. But women's rights should be part of our everyday life and should also encompass dignity, privacy, and fairness. I will give you 3 out of many, many examples where safety, dignity, privacy, and fairness matter to women. Breast cancer is the most common cancer in Britain. It is the biggest single killer of women aged 35 to 65, and the second most lethal cancer for women overall. So it really is worth getting checked, which means a mammogram. Having a mammogram is pretty undignified, and women of a certain age in the hall all know what I'm talking about. You are alone in a room with a stranger, topless, who's handling your breasts and squashing each one into a clamp. I am pleased to say that for now, NHS Lothian guarantees that that stranger will be another woman, and long may that commitment to safety, privacy, and dignity continue. A second, more unusual example where this matters is in the criminal justice system, which sees women and men at their lowest ebb. Women bearing witness for the prosecution, women in prison, women pulling their life back together after a terrifying attack. Thanks to Joanne Lamont and the Scottish Labour Party, women who have been raped and have an internal examination to look for evidence, and you know what I mean by that, can insist that a female nurse takes the swabs. But at the same time, under the SNP government, a woman who has experienced sexual assault, a woman going crazy with rumination round and round in her head, cannot be assured of speaking with a woman counsellor about her experiences. A third area where safety, dignity, and fairness matter is in sport. Women have certain physiological disadvantages to men in most sports. My teenage daughter loves training and playing with her grassroots girls' football team. She enjoys the camaraderie, she enjoys physical exhilaration in the fresh air, and she enjoys the mental problem solving of playing in a team. But if she finds that she has to compete with and be tackled by boys, she just won't play. There will never be equality of outcome between men and women on the football pitch, but there can be equality of opportunity. Carving out space for female sports is fundamental to women and girls' participation. The last Labour government produced the Equality Act, which attempts to enshrine when discrimination is illegal and when it is legal. Sometimes, for reasons described above, discrimination is the appropriate course of action in order to uphold safety, dignity, privacy, and fairness. Scottish Labour Women's Conference discussed the matter of women's sex-based rights in a calm and respectful manner last November, and it is encouraging to see that the leadership have committed more resource for the Scottish Labour Women's Committee. This will hopefully create space for women's voices to be heard in the party. The principle of women's sex-based rights is a moderate one that has widespread support. Please vote in favour of Composite Motion 10.